But I guess when I was going through it, it was just normal. So it was just my regular life. And when I talk to people now in different parts of life, because when you grow up, you're around all of that, and everybody else around you is in it, and it's just normal to them. So
Yeah.
when you start talking to other people in life, you start realizing, like, man, this shit is crazy. Like,
Yeah, it's not normal, nigga. I got
not normal at
PTSD
all.
like a motherfucker because
Yo,
I think that this shit is the way life is
exactly,
until I see that you ain't supposed to step over dead bodies and not care.
exactly,
You ain't
exactly.
supposed to be numb to a nigga just laying in the street talking about, oh, he might just be drunk. You ain't
Yeah,
gonna go see if he drunk. He
nah,
dead,
yeah.
motherfucker, because you become numb to the shit. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
it's none of your business. So you just like whatever. I'm gonna
I'm
leave it
out.
alone. I don't
word
take
is,
part in bullshit.
word is bond. No disrespect to white people, but a white person see somebody laying in their neighborhood, they going to try to
You
help them.
want to help?
They going to try to say, "Yo, Bob, you all right?" Us, we like, man, that's bad. I say that. I swear, I say that because Sing Sing was an
Yeah.
old drunk dude in our hood.
Uh-huh.
And one morning, I stepped over Sing Sing. Was like, Sing Sing drunk again. Came
Uh-huh.
back from school. I seen the car in the van out there. Sing Sing
Yeah.
was dead.
Yeah.
And we just stepped over him like he was like, hey, he
Used to it.
drunk again. He
Yeah.
drunk again.
Yeah.
So I could relate where you coming from, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. And then what? After that, at some point, you done got caught up in the street. You went to jail. So
Yeah.
jail, 9 out of 10 times is a turning point for a lot of people, but a lot of people go there and try to build stripes and
Yeah.
try to. They come out even worse. Like
Yeah.
fuck that, you know what I mean? The world is against me, or I ain't learned shit because I was locked up for X amount of years, so I don't know shit.
Yeah.
I but then your story. Tell us about your story. Your once you got in jail, your transition from that.
Well, I see it as, as any traumatic situation in one's life, you have choices to make out of that. You can
Mm-hmm.
either push further into it, lean into it further, and become that. Like the main thing I learned going into jail, which I kind of knew already because I knew everybody else was going back and forth, and I had done little short bids before, but um, you you're locked in a cage like an animal. They want you to react like an animal. You got to react like an animal to survive a lot of times. But you also have that choice. I think the first 3 years of my bid, I just fought and I just did a lot of animalistic shit. I just did what I knew would make me survive, make me come out of this. But then after a while, it's like you get tired of that shit. And I was already, by the time I got locked up, I was already tired of being in the streets. I was tired of just dealing with all the same bullshit over and over. Because it was the same situation. No matter how much you make or whatever you do, whatever you achieve, it all could be taken away like that.
Absolutely.
So I knew when I actually got locked up, um, my son's mother got pregnant like right before I got locked up. So when I came home,
Ah.
he was already born.
Mm-hmm.
So then when I went actually into prison, my daughter was born while I was in there. So it's like I missed the birth of both of my kids because of this charge.
Whoa.
Point, I'm a father. I don't want my kids to be in that. And like right before that, I was dropping mixtapes and I was serious about it, but I wasn't that serious. So it was
Mm.
like I was starting to gain traction, but it was one of those things where, if the money's there and I'm making the money doing this, then I'm not really focused how I need to be on this. But after becoming a father and sitting down for a while, you start to learn like, man, look, this shit can go left real quick, man. And I can not be in my kid's life forever. And while I was in there, it was an older dude that told me like, yo, if you got to this level in the game of the dope game, you can sell anything. You can
Uh-huh.
run a Fortune 500 company if you got to this level. Like that's what people don't understand. You have to have that. You have that killer instinct. You have that mentality
Yeah.
of business just in general. You know how to
Yeah.
organize. You know how to organize people. You can do that
Mm-hmm.
same thing in a company, man. And I started
Yes,
just
sir.
really writing real heavy. Like I had time to myself to actually write and create and do more creative things with my writing and work on my style. So when I came home, that's what I was pushing.
Mm.
Prison
You was
was
you was pushing music when you first came home. What year you
yeah,
came home?
2013,
Okay. Okay.
2013. And I told myself, I was like, I'll never go back here. I'm never going back there. I gotta I gotta make it happen so I never go back here. I don't want to be poor, but I don't never want to go back here. So, I did whatever I had to do to make that happen.
Hey,
And even
apart yourself. You know what's
uh,
interesting about that?
what's
I
up?
could guarantee. What's the most you think you made and saw on your run?
In on what run?
On your whole drug run during that time before going to jail? How much you think you in total made for your whole run?
In total, just all together,
All together for the from the time you said fuck that, my first motherfucking slab to my last slab, what was your total gross you think?
I mean, it had to be in 2 to 3 mil.
Okay,
Like
now per day, what you think per day?
per day, I guess it depends on the level of the game I was in. Some days you bring in $5,000 to $20,000. It all
Okay,
depends.
okay, okay,
Other
okay.
days when you was first starting, it'd be a couple $100.
Got
But
you, got you,
you know,
got you.
in those parts of the game, it was like, yeah, shit, you might as well be working at Walmart or McDonald's or something. Because you're not risking your life for a couple $100. It's crazy.
Yeah. The reason why I asked you that, bro, because you was going into, you said how you more or less was like, fuck it, I ain't going back into that world. And the reason and why it hit so hard with me is because when I met you, we was getting $170 a day, some
Yeah,
shit like that.
yeah,
And we both was like, yo, we get real money. Y'all don't know I'm sacrificing big dollars to say, you
yeah,
know what, I don't want to get in trouble no more.
yeah,
But that's why I asked the question that you know how hard and much strong, how much discipline it took for you to say, damn, I know I could go out there and get those couple of millies right now. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Or I could
yeah,
go get this bag. And I watched you say, fuck that, man. I ain't doing it. That's why,
yeah,
but I never asked you, yo, how deep was you in the game? How much
yeah,
money you made? I never really got to that. But you see the sacrifice and how the dedication you put into that really was the real truth. Like you
yeah,
really was like, nah, I ain't doing shit. Cause that's the person I met.
yeah,
Was like, nah, bro, I done been there, done that. I ain't doing it no more. I'll fuck with these weirdos out here for a while. And I don't like doing this shit. This ain't me.
yeah.
And I'm about to be out of this bitch. I'm gonna stack my bread and I'm gonna go, but I'm gonna do this shit right now. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah, it's anything is about perseverance, man. Like if you stick to it, it's gonna work eventually. Like I I knew that when we were doing that, it was another step to what I needed to do.
Hmm.
Even lessons that I learned from doing stage building and things of that nature, lighting and audio and stuff like that. That goes into what I'm doing now. I didn't think that I would be writing movies. I didn't think I was going to be an actor at that